This week in comic books, over in the lands of DC, we get Jurassic League. We killed off the Justice League, so let's do a 90s montage of what superheroes would look like if they were dinosaurs. And it was surprisingly okay. Over in the land of Marvel, we get Banner War, which is just a glorified another version of Ragnarok the movie. If you've seen that, they fight it out. They do the one-punch thing, but something really interesting happened in it, and I want to talk to you about it. And over in the land of Independence, more especially, we get a sneak preview of Knights of the Fifth Dimension. I got a preview copy of issue number 1. No spoilers in it, but I do want to tell you about it. That will be the last thing I cover today, so definitely hang around for that. Let's hit that bumper and jump into this. Hey, what's going on, you wonderful weirdos, and welcome back. And thank you to all the new subs. I think that had something to do with Group 52 over at the Honor Foundation. I was looking through the subs and I noticed, I was like, that's a military guy. Well, so thank you all for your subs. I do appreciate it. So we're going to jump right into this week's books. We're going to jump right into DC. I actually picked this up. This is Dark Crisis, issue 0. I picked this up on New Comic Book Day. Shiny cover, 90s. What's it about? It's a eulogy to the Justice League. All the things that the Justice League has meant over the years through their little walk-through tour inside of a museum. Come to find out, things aren't that rosy in the future. Crime is on an all-new level, and our new team, our new Justice League team. So you didn't really kill the Justice League. You just changed up the members, really, right? Like, that's the thing you did. But anyway, we don't really get to see our full team in action, although we did see them in the fall, right? When that whole thing happened in the fall, in that crisis. Everything's a crisis now, like the burnt toast crisis of DC. Like everything's a crisis. It's weird. But, you know, I guess they just can't think of another word. But all in all, I wouldn't consider this an important issue to any of the story or plot points. It's just confirming that they're dead and this new team is there. And they did do a good homage kind of walkthrough of the years of what the Justice League has looked like since their first team up against Starro to what ended up killing them. And then it jumps right into the, hey, this is what the world is now. Like this is life without the Justice League, as Clayface changes from the tour guide to Clayface and causes problems. It's weird. A little bit of science in there too. What happens when you heat up, clay, it turns hard. That in a comic book reference with Clayface to begin with, but regardless, it was still good. It was a fun read. Did not mind it. All right, Jurassic League. So remember in the 90s when everything had to be an insect or a dinosaur, or some sort of animal? That's pretty much what you're getting here. Even the drawings and the character designs of them scream 90s, like early 90s weirdness to me, right? Everything's over muscular, everything's weird, lots of pockets are going on some of the characters, but basically this is just the origin story that you already know, only in dinosaur fun land. That's really it. Like the Superman or Baranta Supra or whatever shot down from space and was raised by a human family, and Wonder Woman's Triceratops character comes from an island of nothing but women and has been trying to be protected there. And of course, our Batman amalgamation of a dinosaur. Parents died, that kind of thing. And it looks like he's going to be picking up a human as his sidekick, Robin kind of thing. Everybody can talk to the dinosaurs. We get a little bit of Aquasaurus. Aquasaurus, I think is what that's just weird to me. I don't know. But you can pick up on the references really quick. Standard tropes happen in this, so it's not too far stretching. I would definitely say this is definitely for a more younger reader than some 40-year-old middleman that lives on the East Coast. it's not for me. But I don't know. If my stack's kind of looking kind of small and I want to beef it up a little bit, I'll probably try to fit an issue or two into the buy. All right, so right into my pick of the week from DC, Blood Syndicate. This is good. So the preface to this is this all takes place in the Icon and Rocket kind of comic book realm, if you will. African American based, urban centric deals with two soldiers coming back from war, and they meet up with an old friend. One kind of splits out because he wants to go do something. One goes has lunch, gets caught up, on what's life like now since Icon and Rocket have been beating up all the bad guys and chasing them all out. Well, not necessarily. They've only been hitting the big hitters, right? You still get that street level feel here. They're taking it to the streets. I've always wanted to say that in one of these videos. But anyway, so you have a group of people that are trying to help the community, build the community up. They got a little safe place for people in the community to come eat, stuff like that. And of course, our new villain in this, Holocaust, isn't hearing this mess and send some people over to get it down. And what we find out is that other people do have superpowers in this little realm that they have, including the soldier that's coming back from war. He can materialize weaponry out of thin air and looks very technical. It's a really good job. That's something else. Normally I try to stay away from judging art, but I really like the art in this. I love these kind of action scenes. Everything, if it's a bigger picture, it's more iconic in here, and they really took some time to do that, and I thought that was really smart because it really does kind of help with that story. Also, what I found interesting, I don't know if the writer was ever in the military or not, but all these dudes that got their loadouts on their chest and all loaded out for combat, it's surprisingly accurate. like a lot of times you just see pockets of stuff in it, but it's like, oh, there's this aid kit, there's this band, okay, I know what's going on here. It's just a me thing. But all in all, I really enjoyed this, and it really did make my pick of the week. I love the action in it. I love the community embracement, people taking care of their own community. I support that kind of argument as well. Soldier coming back, wanting to, reconnect with his family, but there's a little bit of an issue, so, you got to take care of matters. I liked it. It was a strong read. If you haven't had a chance to pick it up yet, I highly recommend it. I really did enjoy it. Next, Captain America, right? Symbol of truth. So this is kind of a weird one. I don't know how these books are doing in sales. These consistent #1 Captain America stories that are getting popped out. This is obviously a Sam Wilson one. He's got a sidekick. It's Falcon. Like, nothing changed. Okay? Train speeding across, and apparently there's some super soldier secret formula in it. Right? The stuff that made Captain America. So, they're going to protect it from these mercenaries. Well, a train heist seems a little corny to me. I'm just saying. They're vials. Why would you put them on a train? You got me. I have no idea. It doesn't make any sense to me. But anyway, that's what we did. So they're shooting across the country. Mercenaries tried to steal the formula because it's super secret. Super soldier serum. See that 5 times fast. Anyway. And come to find out what's actually in the train is some immigrants that are trying to escape or enter America. How did that work? And if you've read this book, how did they get into this fully armored train if they didn't come from the point of deportation, meaning the port, right? I don't know. Also, when they kind of launched that, it just completely put the brakes on the entire story. It was like, you're driving along a country road, and then all of a sudden, blam, you just hit a wall because there's a dead end. It stopped the story right then and there. And I was like, okay, all right, we're going to go this route. Apparently Falcon has a connection with one of these people. It's a cousin of his. He's Hispanic himself. So, he's going to go make sure that they're going to get taken care of properly when the whole battle breaks out and ends. He's going to follow them and go do that. Okay. So, moving into the story, we get some Misty Knight action in here. She's sassy. I like her. She's sassy. A little Foxy Brown. I think that's where they got the inspiration from. So you get a little bit of that, but that's just a bunch of back and forth, like, hey, come join my team. Nah, well, go protect this train. And they go, I don't know. There's just no real flow to the story. It just kind of stops and starts and stops and starts, right? You only get 16 pages to tell your story. So tell the story. Right? I don't know. Maybe the writers got ADD or something. I don't know. It just seemed there wasn't a complete story inside of it. All right, moving on to Banner War. So again, it's Ragnarok, right? They're literally in an arena, right in space, fighting it out because it's a safer place to fight. So So yeah, they meet up. They're gonna battle it out for reasons. It doesn't even matter these days. They fought so many times at this point. It doesn't even matter. Although there was this cool thing where Thor kind of he got the Hulk, spaceship Hulk, down, and he put his hammer on it, right? Because you can't lift Mjolnir, right? So who says you have to lift Mjolnir? Why not just push your way up until Mjolnir comes through your entire body and stand back up and heal, right? We're dealing with an immortal Hulk too. So a lot of Hulks going on here. Very confusing. Yeah, it was funny. There were some parts that I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty funny. But as far as story goes, it's kind of just that. That's all it is. This is a bunch of one-shots. However, I will say this. There was, and I'm looking for it now. So there's this place where they fight. Remember, they're traveling through this stream in between dimensions or whatever. Woo-woo. And they land on a planet. And I've never heard of this planet before. And I want to be sure I get this right. I don't think I'm going to be able to say the name right. But it's Sakri. And apparently it's a bunch of cartoon characters that look like they've been pulled straight out of Adventure Time. Like, I remember my daughter being vaguely interested in Adventure Time. But the way they describe this place, let me hear you. And this is the Watcher speaking. This is actually kind of funny. Sakri, a wretched planet filled with disease-plagued war-mongering cannibals that devour the eyeballs of their young to appease their all-knowing pain god. It smells like cotton candy and puppy paws, and the pain god is always happy. Right? It's like a Disney cartoon and then this horrible cannibal. I want to know more about this planet. Like, is that just me? I don't know. Let me know what you think down below. If you've heard of this planet before, let me know. Definitely comment down below. Is there some other reference for this that I need to know? That would be great, because I'm interested. I always like taking cute things and making them horrifically horrible in every way that you can. Next is Grimm. This is a pretty plain Jane story. Nothing. I bought this because I saw it in a preview. This lady works as a reaper for the afterlife. There's a river Styx, the whole 9 yards. Guy dies. Apparently he's been drinking, got into a car, made bad decisions, dead. That happens. She's got to take him to the afterlife. He's annoying and asking a bunch of questions, which, you know, I would think you would if you died. And this is kind of annoying to her. It's like, it's your job. Just deal with it. To get across, come to find out the afterlife is about as bureaucratic as you can possibly think. It's basically a giant DMV. I always suspected that, by the way. I know, not to be sacrilegious or anything, but I'm like, if I die, I'm going to end up waiting in, like, DMV for my number to be called. That's what happened in here. Anyway, while this is going on, he steals her little safe thing and takes off to go see his ex-girlfriend or whatever. She chases him down, doesn't get it back, but then realizes that she can be seen by everybody, which is a big no-no in this universe, right? They can't be seen. So how does that work out in the end? I don't know. We'll have to find out, and you're going to have to tell me, because I did not really particularly like this. Everything's just snarky, mean girl stuff, and I don't tolerate that. That's not interesting to me. All right, so big reveal. Knights of the Fifth Dimension. So again, you probably didn't see this because it's a one-per-store preview. My comic book store was nice enough to sell it to me. It is issue number 1. It's a full issue number 1, not like the Twig preview thing that happened. This is interesting because every type of character trope for an archetype that you can fit into a comic book is literally in here. This takes it from the aspect, and I'm doing my best not to spoil anything. It's taking it from the aspect as the creators being nothing more than the bards of these particular heroes and what they're doing, and their key role in this is to kind of be like the organizer or runner of the entire thing, but then writes the stories to deliver to you, the public. So this stuff's real, right? The characters are real. And I like this because it kind of takes a look at old school creators and then those creators in the 90s. I don't want to say new because there's newer creators out there. And kind of what the difference in styles are and all this other stuff. And there's a passing of the torch type scenario in here. We got a character who looks strangely like a Jack Kirby. And then we got I don't know, maybe Neil Gaiman, maybe. Anyway, new guy has to go find his own way, gets hot in comic books for a while, you know, and then kind of burns himself out with drugs and alcohol. Has to come back, so it's a coming home story too. A lot happens in the first issue here. Plus the whole fantasy world behind it, comic books in general. This thing kind of points out the obvious, right? The creators are creators. They're the tropes that they follow, the whole 9 yards. Even so much so that when you crack this open and you look at the back cover pages in the very back, it has all those cheesy advertisements from like the 80s and all that, from all that stuff they just came, like X-ray glasses, you know, 7-foot glow-in-the-dark skeleton made of plastic or whatever. It has all that kind of advertisement in there. So it's really an homage to those older comic books and that transition right there into the 80s, into the 90s. I thought they did a good job. I really enjoyed this. I thought it was real smart. And if my comic book shop picks up more of these, I will definitely pick it up. Wasn't my pick of the week. Mostly because I have to wrap my head around this, right? Like, it's like, what if Jack Kirby actually had to deal with all the things that his creations had to deal with and then come back and told us, right? And then picked up, like, it's kind of that motif to it. It's super interesting. I don't know. It gets a little meta, but it's pretty cool. All right, guys, so that's it. I got to get into the Evil Lair. We ran into a little problem in the Evil Lair. I don't know how this is going to turn out. We were going to make a sort of kind of like a bat signal type of thing, but I got the wrong lenses. You need a special lens, right, to focus light into a beam. And I got the wrong ones. They sent me the ones that you see in these computer screens right here. I don't know how they messed that up, and I'm not going to get one in time. So we may have to change a few things around. So definitely, if you haven't already, check out Evil Lair projects and builds, link down in the description, and see if I failed this month and just blacksmith something real quick on the weekend. So people are disappointed. I'm such a disappointment. All right, guys, I got nothing else. I got to head out of here. Again, congratulations to Group 52 with the Honor Foundation. You guys are going to go forth and do great things. All right. I got nothing else, guys. I got to get out of here. Bye.